Hello everyone and welcome back to another Figure Fridays. Today we'll be looking at FuRyu's Tenitol Reimu Hakurei figure. It's supposed to be one of the cheaper line non-scale figures, so hopefully it ends up being a good pickup. Otherwise, I don't have very many expectations, so let's just dive right in. Here's the base, a little small but very well designed, I'll say. And of course the wand to repel the spirits, or bullets in this case. And of course the lovely lady Reimu herself. And here is a nice shot of everything put together as the final product. And she looks gorgeous. The base, while a little flimsy looking, actually has some really incredible textures and holds up the figure extremely well. It's very well put together. The general design of the base and the figure together in combination create a really nice aesthetic that's very fitting for her character and the Japanese folklore behind shrine maidens. The gritty and sandy stone texture is excellent, as well as the leaves beneath Reimu's feet, all the while standing next to a shrine gate, with many other shrine maiden items, make this cheaper non-scale figure feel a lot more premium. It's especially worth noting how great this base is, just because a lot of figures within this price point often opt for a plain black or white base that just looks ugly. So I'm really happy to see that they included something that gives the figure a lot more personality and character. The general quality of the sculpt is pretty good. I have to admit the head maybe looks a little too big, and the hair doesn't really fit the retro style the original Reimu was going for, but I guess that's not really what they were looking to do. And honestly, it doesn't really even matter, because it is a doujin character, and they're really subject to change in any given time. But overall, it looks very much like the Reimu I know and love from the Touhou series, and I don't have very many complaints. I'm definitely happy with the rendition of Reimu they were going for in this sculpt. Reimu looks like a very happy-go-lucky, carefree character in this pose. Looking at her smile, it's especially grandiose in nature, and it just shows off her playful, carefree attitude. She's kind of just going with the flow, and even though she has her demon seals and her spirit wand ready to go in case of an emergency, she is still having as much fun as she possibly can as a shrine maiden. Her perky attitude really shines with the movement of her arms and the way that her dress kind of flows in the air. I think it's a really nice touch and makes her feel very lively. And FuRyu could have skipped out on adding a ton of ribbons on her dress, but they did it anyway in various spots, and it just looks very complete, very well done. And thankfully the coloring is on point. You can't really go wrong with Reimu. You have red, white, yellow a little bit, and of course her hair color is probably the most predominantly different color on the figure. It's the base where they really needed all the coloring to shine through, and I think they did a great job on that. As I said before, honestly, if they screwed this up, they'd have to be a bunch of bumbling buffoons, but they did a pretty good job. They made her look like she is supposed to, and the colors are on point. Nothing to complain about there. Of course, it's extremely important to know the size of a figure when you get it, and considering this is a non-scale figure, the size is actually really impressive. Reimu sits at a respectable 8 inches tall, with about a 5.5 inch wide base, and that's nothing to laugh at, especially given the price point of the figure, which is just about 6,700 yen in some websites, which really isn't a bad price. For a lot of non-scale figures, they might be a little bit cheaper, but then of course you suffer as far as quality is concerned. But compared to scale figures, this one has an excellent price point and honestly feels like a scale figure. Of course, discounting the thin and hollow base and the plastic pegs, even if it does look incredible. The long and short of it is, it might not be a scale figure, and it might not be that high of a price, but the quality is definitely there. It's well worth your money to get this figure if you're a fan of Touhou, or the character at all. There's a high level of attention to detail with the shading and the sculpt, and I failed to encounter any issues that would normally come with figures of this price point, like scratches, blotched paint marks, separation or seam lines, or anything of the sort. Everything feels smooth and dynamic, and not much feels wrong or out of place, even with some scaling issues that I might have found. This figure absolutely deserves an A+ grade, and if you have room on your shelf for a Touhou figure, this should be one that you pick up, no doubt. In a couple of months, Tenitol is going to release a Marisa figure as a companion piece to this one as well, so I'm definitely excited to see how that one turns out. Let me know if you want to see a review of that one down below, and if you made it this far, who's your favorite Touhou character? Mine's probably Flandere or Ibuki. Honestly, I can't make up my mind, I'm not going to lie. Either way, let me know down below, leave a like, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, and bye bye.